Hello everybody, and welcome to a Snapshot tutorial video, the first one I'm recording on the brand new StellarTrek. This is Peter Tusik from Humanware, and I'm coming at you with this first video to kind of walk us through the startup procedure, or the startup wizard. This is a device that has been a long time coming. We will be talking in various videos about the advancements and kind of what we're doing with artificial intelligence in terms of recognizing pieces of our environment, that is, such as doors or addresses, in addition to having an OCR device. So we do have some onboard intelligence, but at its core, this is a GPS product, and I'm going to walk us through the beginning of the wizard and kind of how we will acclimate ourselves to using the device. I currently have the device in front of me sitting on a table. There are a couple of buttons. We certainly try to not make these things complex. And the buttons are very intuitive in nature. So we will have four arrow keys, kind of a five-way directional pad. So 4 arrow keys with a confirm button. We're going to find out about these buttons as we use our startup tutorial, but directly above those there are 2 buttons. The left top button is back. The right top button is go to. So again, those buttons being above the up arrow, if you will. And below the down arrow on our top keypad face, we have 2 buttons. The bottom left button is our where am I key, and the bottom right button, or the smallest kind of button of these 4 buttons that are not our arrow keys, that button is the voice button. On the left face or the left edge of the unit, we have our volume or speed adjustment keys. These are going to be used to turn our volume up and down. If we press them together, we will toggle between volume and speed. So again, if they're adjusting volume, up and down would raise and lower your volume, and if you're adjusting the speed, so if you push them together, we will hear speed, and then it will increase your speech rate. On the right face of the device, I have 2 buttons. One is the power button, which is furthest away from you, and then you have a record button that is marked with a bump. It's kind of not a round button. It's shaped like a square with a tactile discrimination piece to it, so you're able to feel that. On the bottom side of the unit, you will have our camera. There are 2 of them that are located at the top of the unit, so they will be kind of on the opposite side of the empty space when you're holding the unit up. And you have ridges that are also placed to tell you where to put your hands when you're taking a photo, because you don't want to be blocking your camera ridge. There are no other ports to speak of on any sides of the unit except for the bottom of the unit, which has a USB-C port and then an auxiliary or audio port that I'm currently plugged into on this video in order to show or to send the sound through to my mixer. When you first turn your unit on, you are going to be brought into the startup wizard, and I'm going to walk us through that wizard. So I'm going to bring the unit, turn it on. Would encourage you to plug your unit in if you're doing this for the first time. And you'll be placed on the following message.
English.
Now, you will hear that my device says English. I'm going to turn this up.
Volume 11.
So that we can hear this nice and clear.
To prevent possible hearing damage, do not listen at high volume levels for long periods.
Nice warning that we should not be listening to high volume levels so that we don't ruin our hearing. For the sake of this video, I am going to turn it up to this level so that the TTS will come through clearly. What happens is we will hear the first thing that it will say is it puts us into a dialogue to choose our language. Now at this point, English is going to be the first option. I can use my left or right arrow to move to the system language that I would like to use, or the localization that I would like to use. If I press my right arrow,
Dansk.
Here's Dansk. I'm going to press my right arrow again.
Deutsch.
Deutsch.
Este.
Right.
Español.
Español, and so on. There are 14 localizations at launch. And when you find the one you want, you will press confirm. If you push your up or down arrows here, nothing happens. You're not going to be able to to move the wrong way. So use your left or right arrow until you find the language you want.
English.
Which in this case will be English, and I'm going to press confirm.
Welcome to the StellarTrek startup. We will guide you to pair a Bluetooth device, establish a Wi-Fi connection, allowing to update the StellarTrek software and install maps. Press the right arrow to continue.
So again, we will be walked through the following. We will connect to Wi-Fi. We will learn how to pair a Bluetooth device or where that is if we need to. If we have a keyboard, we can certainly do that. Or if we have audio headphones, and I will make a separate video, a tutorial video on how to pair Bluetooth. For the sake of time, we're not going to pair anything during this out-of-box sort of startup wizard, but you certainly can pair keyboards and whatnot, and you'll do this right from startup if you have a device. We're also going to check for any updates that may be on the machine, and we are going to install maps. I'm going to push my right arrow to move to the next step.
The volume up and down keys are located on the left side of the device. Press those keys together to toggle between volume and speed adjustments. The back key is located on the top face of the StellarTrek, above the 4 arrow keys and marked with a tactile horizontal line. Use the back key to move back a level in this startup. Use the left and right arrows to navigate between items. The confirm key is located in the middle of the arrow keys. Use it to select an item. Press the right arrow to continue.
So again, we're learning about some buttons, including our confirm key in the middle of our arrows. That back button being marked with a horizontal line, being on the top left of the device. So again, if we have our device in front of us with that empty real estate away from us, on that top face, this is kind of the correct orientation. So the cameras will be at the top on the bottom of the unit. The charging port and audio jack port will be closest to you. That top left button is back, and this, again, the top right button is going to be go to. I'm going to press my right arrow to move to the next step.
Keyboard input. In the on-screen keyboard input mode, use the left and right arrow keys to move by letter. Use the up and down arrow keys to move up or down by keyboard row. Press confirm to select the current letter. Press the voice key to read the entered text. It is located on the bottom right corner of the keypad. Use the go to key to confirm the text entry and close the keyboard, which is located on the top right corner of the keypad. To enter capital or accented letters, long press the confirm button on the selected letter to open a special menu. Press confirm to enter the character. You can also pair a Bluetooth keyboard to enter your Wi-Fi password. Press the right arrow to continue.
So again, you're getting quite a bit of information here. The on-screen keyboard will be navigated with the arrow keys. You can certainly use a Bluetooth keyboard if you're more comfortable with that. You can also plug in a USB-C keyboard. If you do have a USB-C keyboard, you can do that as well. So when you're navigating that virtual keyboard, and we'll talk about this in a moment, you'll use your arrow keys to move around. If you need to bring up a special characters list, you can press and hold confirm. And when you find a letter you would like to enter, you will use your confirm key. I'm going to press my right arrow.
To proceed to the next step, press the confirm button.
And I'm going to press confirm.
Keyboard layout. English QWERTY. Press confirm to select this value.
Now again, we have two options for what we want our virtual keyboard layout to be, and this will really be determined by your preference. Of course, the first is English QWERTY, or having that typical QWERTY keyboard layout presented to you will be placed on the letter Q. You would move across that top row with your right arrow, WERTYUI, and so on. If you need to go down to the ASDF row, you would press your down arrow and then move to the right. So it's similar to if you've used an old school Apple TV or other keyboards where you're navigating that virtual on screen with arrow keys. You can choose that. The other choice you could do, if you're not familiar with the virtual layout of the QWERTY keyboard, is if I press my right arrow here, instead of English QWERTY, I could choose
English A, B, C.
English A,
Press
B,
confirm
C.
to select this value.
This would be everything presented in linear form. So just using your right arrow and going through A all the way to Z, and using kind of that linear layout. So this is up to you. Certainly, it's going to be a preference piece, but we will offer both options. And again, additionally, you can always pair and use either a USB-C or Bluetooth keyboard to enter text into edit fields. I'm going to choose English QWERTY as my keyboard layout.
English QWERTY.
This can always be changed in settings.
Press confirm to select this value.
But I am going to press confirm here.
Keyboard layout English QWERTY selected. Bluetooth setup. Bluetooth currently enabled.
And now we're placed
Press
on
confirm to disable Bluetooth.
the Bluetooth field here, this would be where we can pair a Bluetooth device. I will make a separate video on doing this. If you want to, though, you can certainly do this here. If you move to the right,
Pair new device.
you have a pair new device option. If I press confirm, we can kind of search for devices. We would need to make sure that our device is in discovery mode or is discoverable, and then we would be able to pair with it. I'm going to press my right arrow key again, though.
Proceed to next step.
And we're going to proceed to the next step. We will do, I would refer to the Bluetooth device pairing snapshot tutorial for more information on pairing the specifics there.
Wi-Fi setup. Wi-Fi enabled. Click to disable Wi-Fi.
Now at this point, we're in the Wi-Fi setup, and you do, when you're configuring this device, you will need to enter your Wi-Fi credentials. You are not going to get far without maps on the device, and you certainly will not be able to update without Wi-Fi. So we do want to connect to Wi-Fi networks if we can. You can manually enter network information. You can certainly do that. I am just going to scan for SSID, but I'll show you what's in these options. So I'm going to press my right arrow.
Not connected. Select to display networks informations.
So we hear that I'm not connected, so it won't really display any network information because I am not currently connected here. But if I push my right arrow again,
Scan available networks.
I'm able to scan for my available networks.
Select to scan available networks.
And this will allow me to see the SSIDs or the network IDs that are in range. I'm going to press my right arrow one more time.
Display saved networks.
If you have saved networks, you can display them.
Select to display saved networks.
Again, it's not going to be as helpful here because we're doing this for the first time, but it's kind of bringing you into the Wi-Fi area. So you can certainly do this as you move forward from within the settings menu.
Enter network manually.
Here's the enter manual network option, and this
Select
could be
to connect manually to a network.
important if you have a hidden network or if you have a network that needs some additional configuration pieces. You're also able to, on the device, determine the MAC address. If you need to whitelist the device or contact IT and have them manually authenticate your device, you can do that as well. We fully understand there are situations where you're not just simply finding a network that uses WPA, and putting in a password. So we know that may be an issue, so you certainly can connect to those networks. But because there's no browser, there's no way to authenticate on these devices, you're going to have to do that manually or by providing the MAC address.
Proceed to next step.
You certainly could proceed to the next step, but I'm not going to do that because we would not be able to download in Maps and kind of go through the rest of the setup wizard. It wouldn't do us much good. So I'm going to come over here to scan for available networks.
Not connected. Wi-Fi not scan available networks.
And I'm going to press confirm.
Wi-Fi scanning menu. Scanning. 3 new Wi-Fi found.
When it finds the
Direct
networks,
78 HP Office Jet 200.
it's finding various things
Select
here. The
to connect to this Wi-Fi.
first network here
Select
is
to connect to this Wi-Fi.
first option here is a printer. I'm going to press my right arrow and we'll find one of my home networks here.
Manower. Good.
Manowar. I'm going to press confirm.
Enter Wi-Fi's password. Q.
And we are now placed, you heard a rising tone, a quick rising tone, and we are placed in the edit box to enter the password. I am going to pause the recording and enter my Wi-Fi password here, but I do want to demonstrate how we enter a couple of characters. So the first character in my password is the letter L. Again, I'm placed on the Q in my QWERTY keyboard. I can move to the right with my right arrow and move across that top row, but I know that L is in the row down, so I'm going to press my down arrow.
A.
And I'm going to move all the way over to L by pressing my right arrow until I get to the right side of this virtual keyboard.
J. J. K. L.
So here's L. I'm going to press confirm, and it's going to enter the L. The next character I need to enter is I, so I'm going to press my up arrow to get up into that row.
O.
I'm going to move to the left
I.
and press confirm. And so on. To hear the characters you have entered in an edit field, you can press your voice button. So I'm going to do that now. Again, the bottom right button on your device is your voice button, the small button on that bottom row, right next to the Where Am I key.
L-I.
And it says that I've entered L-I thus far. If I want to delete a character, so let's say, oops, I didn't mean to put that I in, I can press and hold my left arrow.
I.
And it will say I because it just deleted my I. So I'm going to pause this recording and put in my password quickly. The other thing, one last piece here, is that the number row is present above the QWERTY row. So you do have numbers present on this keyboard. And so now that I've entered my password, what I'm going to do is come all the way to the right. So I'm still on my QWERTY keyboard. I'm going to move to the right.
Delete.
And we have a done button here. We do also have a delete button. If you didn't want to press and hold that left arrow, certainly could do that. But I have a done button, and I'm going to press confirm, and I will connect to my Wi-Fi, and the device will look for any updates.
Connecting to Manower. Q. Checking for updates.
And now it will check for updates.
Checking for updates. System up to date.
There we go.
Maps installation. After selecting a continent to browse, use the confirm key to select or unselect countries or provinces. When done, press the Go to key, located on the top right corner of the Stellar keypad, to start downloading maps. Choose Maps to install. Press confirm to continue.
So again, it brings us to the map download process here, and this is where we need to install the maps that we're going to be using on a daily basis. These maps are going to be kept on the device. They're stored offline, meaning they're local, they're on the device. So we need to download the maps that are relevant to our area or areas that we frequent. You can certainly download and exchange various maps. Each map will take up quite a bit of space. So you have 32 gigs of internal memory. I will tell you that will be about 4 to 5 US states. Certainly you can always switch those out, and you can always switch out for different countries and whatnot, but you will not be in a situation where you can download the entire United States or all of Europe, or an entire continent.
After selecting a continent to browse, use the confirm key to select or unselect countries or provinces. When done, press the Go to key, located on the top right corner of the Stellar keypad, to start downloading maps. Choose Maps to install. Press confirm to continue.
So again, it repeats the message. If you wait, I'm going to press confirm. It will be placed in the map installation area.
Browse a continent. 6 continents. Africa.
So you do have 6 continents.
Press confirm to browse this continent. Press go to when done.
I am going to download a couple of state. I'll just download one state here in the United States. I'm going to press my right arrow to move over to North America.
Your middle North America.
Going to press confirm.
Select a country. 6 countries. American Samoa.
At this point,
selected.
I'm going to press my right arrow to move
Press
over
confirm to
United
Mexico,
States.
Puerto Rico, United States, and selected. Press confirm to browse this country. Press go to when done.
So again, I use my right arrow to move over to North America. I press confirm, and then use my right arrow to come over to United States, and I'm going to press confirm again, where I will be placed on the list of state maps.
Select a state. 51 states. Alabama, and selected.
All right, and then we hear the first state is
Press
Alabama.
confirm to select this state. Press go to when done.
And what we're going to do is we can move left and right alphabetically through our list of states, and we will press confirm on the states that we would like to select. I am going to move to Rhode Island because it is one of the smallest states in the United States, and again, will download quickly. These downloads will take a couple of minutes. It is nothing as long as it kind of used to be on the Victor Reader Trek side of things. Sometimes those would take a very long time to download. I'm going to move over here to Rhode Island.
Texas, Tennessee, South Dakota, South Carolina, Rhode Island,
Okay.
and selected.
So here's Rhode Island,
Press confirm to select this state. Press go to when done.
and I'm going to select it with the confirm key.
Rhode Island, selected. Press confirm to unselect this state. Press go to when done.
So again, we select the states we would like. I live in Illinois, so generally I will download, let's say, Illinois, Indiana. If I know I'm going on a trip, I do quite a bit of floating around. I will change those states out. If you unselect a state, it will be removed when you hit your go-to key. So again, you select or unselect the states that you want, and then you're going to press go to, which is the top right key. Again, just to the right of our back button. So think of it as back and go. So we're going to press our go to key to confirm the selections we've made. The device will then tell us what it is about to do. It'll tell us how many maps we are going to remove, how many to install, and how much space
Checking
that will
for
take
map
up.
to install or uninstall. 1 elements to install, 0 elements to remove. Map updates can take several minutes. Do you wish to proceed to map installation? This will require approximately 1.38 gigabytes on your device. Press confirm to install. Press back to cancel.
So I am going to press confirm. It's going to take 1.3 gigabytes of space on my device. Again, if I had 3 or 4 maps selected, that number would vary, and you're going to have to kind of think about that map management side of things to free up space if you need to. I'm going to press confirm, and we are going to then be able to download this map via our Wi-Fi connection.
Downloading map 1 of 1.
I'm going to pause the recording
2%.
and I'm going to return as soon as this is done, and it should only take me about a
4%.
minute or two. We can hear it's already at about 5%,
6%.
so it's going to keep rolling.
3%.
All right, so my map is just about done
96%.
downloading here, and then it will be extracted.
99%.
So it downloads and then it will extract.
Download completed. Unzipping map.
So this will be a very
16%.
quick process as it unzips the map that it just downloaded.
32%. 49%. 61%.
And once this is downloaded, our map will be installed. And if we had more than
69%.
one map chosen, it would do these in order. So it will say map 1 of
78%.
2, and it will download and extract, and then download the next one and extract.
93%.
So keep that in mind.
Installing. Map update completed. Press confirm to exit.
So our map update has completed. Again, as I was mentioning, just so that I wasn't talked over by my percentages, if you have multiple maps selected, they will be done in order. So that would have been map 1 of, let's say, 3, and then it would have done 2 of 3. It would have downloaded it, then extracted it, then installed, and then moved on to map 3 of 3. So you may hear and think, oh, I'm almost there. I'm 95% done. But make sure you're thinking of how many maps you have to go. That will come into play. But this process total took me about 5.5 minutes. I certainly paused it here, but it was very quick on my Wi-Fi for this map. I'm going to press confirm.
To activate the key describer from anywhere in the system, double press the Where Am I button. To configure more settings, press and hold the down arrow key to access the settings menu. Press confirm to start using your device.
So again, one last thing here. If you want key describer mode, you are told that to activate it, you will double tap on your Where Am I button. Again, that's your bottom left button, and that will bring you into key describer mode. Some people call this keyboard learn mode or keyboard help mode. It basically, when you push a button, it will tell you what that button does. The other thing to note is if you press and hold your down arrow at any time, you will be entered into settings. And again, we know that to get out of settings or to get back, we press our back button. If we press and hold, we will move back all the way to explore, or our sort of GPS mode. So I'm going to press confirm, and we have completed the startup wizard.
Welcome to StellarTrek. Explore. Wi-Fi connected. Searching for satellites.
Now, I am not in Rhode Island, so it's not going to do well with searching for satellites here, but it is going to be ready to rumble. Again, the startup wizard is meant to both get you familiar with the buttons, as well as walking you through kind of the connection to Wi-Fi, Bluetooth sort of process, as well as choosing your internal keyboard. Keep in mind, and we will explore the settings menu in a subsequent video, but pressing and holding the down arrow, which I'm about to do,
Settings. Bluetooth.
brings you into your settings menu, and this is where you could pair to Bluetooth, manage your maps, connect to Wi-Fi, change your verbosity settings, your speech settings. All of this can be changed. Manage your routes and landmarks. All of these things will be done here, and we will explore them in future Snapshot tutorial videos. Again, to get out of settings and back to explore, I can just press my back button here, and I'll be good to go. Friends, I hope this has been helpful. Again, there will be more of these Snapshot tutorial videos on the brand new StellarTrek. We are very thrilled to have the product out, and we are thankful that you're able to watch this, and we very much want to bring more of these forward. So please enjoy the videos, and if there's a video that would help you, let us know. Thanks, everybody.